Good evening, friends, and welcome to the building, or the attempt at least, at building the palace of the Soviet for the second time. Yes. You can see how the rate at which the days go by here. There's about three game days in a second. So it's quite quick. Yes. Money amount is standing completely still, except that every now and then I think we export a train with vehicles or something. And fires are constantly going on, of course. The groundworks are being worked on here at the Palace of the Soviets. Cheers. And yes, I try to export the combine harvesters. There is no way to do that. You can't load them on any rail car or other flatbed. So we had to get rid of a few of those. And then things went on here, but I mean, even at this rate, that was one. I think it's been a year at least. I mean, 2025 we started, maybe. And it's not. Yes, here the food factory burned down again. This is the second time this has happened, and this time it had a road connection, but of course there was a level crossing right next to the road connection, and there was a train in there, of course, when it caught fire, and therefore the firefighters didn't make it, because the train was also trying to load up on the product of that of the factory, and there the game crashed, and then we resumed again as the second ship was finished, and the scheme for exporting fuel is almost not working. It's almost working, but it's working well enough, but it doesn't work quite well, because what happens is that about half what we unload from the train gets put into the ship rather than the overflow system that was intended. So to get that effect, now you can see that there was some progress there on the palace. To get the effect we want, we need a separate oil unloader and an enormous storage and a smaller regular tank. Yeah, as we can see, the crops availability, the amount of crops that we have is not great. Or not great. It's not at least enough, maybe. It's in a bit of a bad balance there. It's no catastrophe, but we could use a bit more. And as we can also see, of course, that has been going on all the time here, the population and the demographics. Here, 40,000. It was about 42 when this whole thing started. And there was, the food factory burning down had a little bit of an impact. Here, other things also probably had an impact. I don't recall right now, it's going by so quickly, but there was something. I'm building the farm. That was... Here we can actually see it make some progress. Yes, we can. I think it's time I got going on this. And, things continue to burn, of course. What else would they do? I'm a little bit... this is not well. Things are not going great right now. Things are going... I'm losing control here of things. Because the computer here is not quite responding. And the volume is set to 100%, and the volume control is not responding. I need to abort or do something here, because this could be not good at all if it happened, that way, that it would start at full volume right now. No, that would not be good. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened now. The game seems to be loaded, but yes, I shall explain when it was not necessary to panic, because the game was indeed muted, which is what I thought. So yes. Let's see here about the things. Yes, I shall try and explain what happened here. Once, yes, we can do here now. Yes, it's not finished. Spoiler alert, but there we have it. Well, yes, I was trying to get the game loaded whilst the last piece of the thing was going, and to do one of these, it's lagging like crazy here. To do one of these, which we do every now and then, which is very necessary to do, for obvious reasons. And if they're not obvious, is to synchronize the audio and the video. To have a synchronization point. Yes, to do that, you have to raise up the volume to maximum amounts. And there are examples here. Where I've forgotten to lower it and such afterwards. And what happens then when the game loads is that it initializes at such an enormous volume that and the audio reproduction system here in the command center is quite capable, one could say. So what happens is that it almost it shakes the house, is what it does, and it's incredibly loud. Yes, and it is not good for anyone involved or anything involved. Yes, so I had to, and yes, and after I had loaded the game, the volume control stopped. Volume control .exe stopped responding or something. I couldn't change the volume, so I feared that it would load the game at 110 decibels or whatever it is. It is somewhere around there. Yes, it actually is. So it's quite loud, and I don't want that. So I had to run around here and turn. There isn't like one hardware mute button neither. Not that I could get to, at least. So and the soft mute button I could not rely on. That one, since it was not safe. But then it didn't matter, because when I got the volume, after having run around here and pulled cords and hit buttons and things, the game loaded, and the volume control application released somehow. And it turns out the game was muted in there, so it was fine. And that's why it didn't make a sound when I loaded the game. When I tried, yes. Why didn't you notice that? Because many things were going on, and I missed the point. Yes, I missed the whole point here. Why we're back into it is that, it's been 4 or 5 years. Yes, not a whole lot of management. A little bit. Yes, I confess, a little bit of management has happened, but not a lot. But the population is declining. And I don't know why. Here, it just is. And health, it's not obvious what it is. So we have to find out why the population would be decreasing. Here, sure way to find out is to look at how many of these you have. 600 adult children. So I don't think it's in Huskvarna. It is somewhere else. We go and check Kacinchad out. Is it in here? I don't think it's Kacinchad either, because it seems to be doing quite well. Is it De Saliga then? It could well be De Saliga. They are not often quite... No, De Saliga has been stable. They have been through it also. It's probably the safest town to live in at this point. Alvaret. Could it be Alvaret again? I don't think so neither, no. Well, then... Polochevo? Is it you? Are you? Is it you that is unhappy? Why is there never enough people here to show the stats? Because you've done that about 50 years ago, 60 years ago now. Yes, that was 9 hours, by the way, about the original recording there. Yes, and shortened to 5 minutes. 9 hours of the game running at full speed is what that was. Okay, but no, it's not here neither. They are 4,000 people. That's certainly quite good for Polochevo. Okay, is it Molna? Is it? No, it cannot be Molna. Molna has never had. I don't think. No, there's a reasonable amount of people at the bus platform. I don't think it's Molna either. Even though it doesn't have enough accountants and officers to show the stats. Sejov or Sejov or however. Is it you? No, it's not you neither. What's going on? Okay. Yes, you see what's going on here is that this one is getting electrical components for the palace of the Soviets. And that is causing... it has not caused the food to run out quite yet, but it will eventually. So I think that will send you on whilst we're here. This also blocks the road. Yes, level crossings should be banned. Yes, they were also, of course. But then $1 billion, by the way, in the bank there from selling excess bitumen and a few vehicles. Yes. No, it's fine. This is fine. And to see how many people, 5,000. Okay. Well, that's all of the towns, you know. And none of them really have any problem. What's the matter then? No, it is Molna. Molna only has 1455 people living in it. Yes, I know what it is here. This is not good, but this is the first time ever it has happened to Molna. And that is that they don't have any food. I wonder if we should do something about that, maybe. Yes, we should do something about that. The train is here. Oh, maybe we got it. Don't like pausing, but then again, I mean, yes, people are actually starving, so what? So then I hit pause so that the train wouldn't go in here. You know, these people need food too. And here there are a lot more people. Yes, Molna is already gone. You clicked. Yeah, but, okay, it's not. Well, they are still working a little bit. But no, there is no food in the shop. That's what the issue is. But the train will take it no, it's pretty quick, isn't it? from there when unless it decides to go and refuel or something. But where is it? It ought to be way out here. Well, it isn't. Where did you go then? The Western food train. As you're coming, but where are you? Of course, you went for a refuel. No. But just how many laps have you been doing in this? I don't get it. Maybe it was some other train I switched around. No, it was the food train. Yes, I suppose it hasn't gotten further because there's a lot of traffic here, and this roundabout perhaps is not set up for, optimized flow. It might be set up, in a way as to not block trains, and not this one. This one. There is no railroad here. No, it is set up according to, except here. Yes, because here it's not possible to get a semaphore in. No. And there isn't. Other than that, I think it's as good as can be. And here as well. Yes, this would also be better if there was one there, maybe. We don't have time for this, What are you doing here? You are loading up on electrical components, I suppose. Yes, that is what broke us last time we were building the Palace of the Soviets as well. Last time around, 10 years ago, or 15. Yes, here. Is there a train standing here? Yes, it would be the electrical components for the Palace of the Soviets. Again. And this has been going on so long that it's left Molna starving. And Molna could actually have a backup. We could do a distribution office here. Oh, there are 150 workers. Okay, pretty good. Let's see here, Molna warehouse. I think that we're actually taking food out of here now. Yes, we are. We're taking everything out of here. But don't do that. But just go and unload a little bit of food. Because here, around somewhere, Alvaret Road cargo station. No. Load food. Yes, this is completely wrong. You're supposed to unload. No. You're supposed to load food. Correct. Load food and electronics. Very correct. Molna Road cargo station. Load food. Polochevo warehouse. That was not the right thing to do, because that's the main source of food. I messed up here a little bit. Yes, this place. Polochevo warehouse. Here we get food, I think. Only food. Yes, food and only food. As we do. And for some reason it can't keep up. There's one truck on this and it cannot keep up with it. No. Yes, this is what we ended up doing. Let's say, wait a minute here. Let's not forget about Molna. Unload food. Yes. We do, and you have that place to get food, I suppose. Yes, the food is here, but it's not getting over here quickly enough. Of course, why wouldn't it be? not sure. But yes, the level crossing, if you all remember, it was a different rail back then because the rail has been relayed. It was just impossible. It was visible very quickly in the video there, but rebuilding this about 3 times, 4 maybe. This might be the 4th attempt. And this, I mean, to secure it, and in order, because it will not go in the other way, and it's not possible. Yes, it will go in the other way, but it's not far enough away from this that it will allow for a road to get on. And I didn't really feel like tearing down the warehouse. Could have done that. That would probably have been easier. But here we have this instead. The most awful thing to ever exist. Straight through the middle of all our food and meat and things. There's this monstrosity. Yes. We actually need to increase the number of workers at the refinery here. Distillery, refinery. Yes, we're refining crops into beer. I'd certainly call that a refinement process. Indeed. Right, I think that, wait a minute, here, the new farm here. Yes, you are probably all, waiting to get going, but you don't have any fuel. No, you don't, even though it has electricity and all such things. There is nothing there. Well, Swage Medium Distribution Office, could you do one more? Suppose you could. Unload. Keep it something like that, maybe. 1,010,065,664 Yes, in 2029. I don't know what that is adjusted for inflation. Maybe it's not that much. Here, they don't have any trucks. There are no fields assigned. Another thing that also really helps here is if they have, such things as a road connection. The fields, that is. Because the tractors cannot figure out to drive over the terrain here without first one drawing in a path for them to drive on. There you have it, the tractors are out. No trucks available. Exactly. But I think that we have quite a few trucks available about here, nowhere. Yes, we do. Not bad. 3, 4, and then we'll need even more. 3, 4, and then we'll need even more. Yes, we'll need even more because we'll also be needing, the transfer thing to take it to the enormous silo. This is nowhere near where it is. I realized it is out here. We changed to have a depot workplace here for you. That is starting to take quite some time now. Yes. And is it stable enough maybe to turn down the frequency? Yes, it might be. It might actually be, but then, every now and then I manage to touch the control H, and when that happens, you can be grateful for having a frequent autosave. Yes, you can. This is a bit luxurious. This is paving the roads for the farm. Yes, but you see, it is a very remote farm. That is why and I don't think that this is going to do it. No, but it at least protects the other fire station here. So it does. A bus? Do you think we have a bus? I think we have a bus. Not just this one. Yes, we'll go from here. No, in the Polo Huevo, yes. The new Polo Huevo, the new part of Polo Huevo. And you go out to this one, say. And you only unload. And here you only load and get going. But not 100% of people. No. Just a little bit. 9% might well be enough. Then we specify here that you go here and you go here to work. And you go here and you go here to work. And that will be fire protection sorted for this. We could even build another form out here later on if we like. Or this could serve as a place for building more things from. This area seems quite a little bit what should we call it? Ripe for overtaking, but this is actually the middle of the map that we've reached. This is the exact center, in fact. Right about here. That's we've come quite a ways. And looking out at the thing here, yes, it is, yes, you cannot store export wood, you say, but still we're going to replant some trees. And this, how much was in the 2,287 tons? Is that a lot? I don't recall. It is a bit. Yes, it is a bit. We'll plant more here. Yes, that's about it. Does it? What is it this time? An oil rig. We have fire protection. There it is. Here it is. Here is fire protection. No, it's no problem. And the third ship, maybe we should sell that for cash and see what we get for it. We don't need another one of these. Not unless we would use it like, like a storage. Yes, but this will have to be redone a bit, because it isn't working as intended. Although god damn it, how do we get this... right, because I'm not going to demolish the building and throw away 8,500 tons of fuel here. But to get this, yes, we can do it. We have to tear this down anyway. Yes, and either if one could get, a little pump in here, in between this conveyor pump engine thing, that you couldn't. Yes, but you're not going to connect anything there. Oh. So what we'll do then is we'll simply do this. This will remove a little bit of this pipe. And then do that instead. And that ought to take care. Ah, there is the road. I couldn't see the road. This is also very bad practice here, because this would probably be red when there is a train in here. Red. they will be down. That is, it will be blocked. Yes, here is a safe place. Safe. Here is a reasonably safe place and a little bit better place to have a level crossing, and that is over a single track of railroad. Because we can be sure that no train will be standing still in there for any amount of time anyway. Yes, but this now turned into being quite a detour, which they won't use because they will go the shortest route, and then you have to remove this, and then they have to go. It's a bit too long, too far to go. You can. This is also single track, you know. This bit. It is, and no, forget about that bit. Instead, do this. Something. Yes, we do. Like that. We cannot look over there because here. But yes, it is not far from being done. 155 million. But it is so. But we know that this will release once it's finished. Yes, would you get going on this maybe? Yes, we have related vehicles. A steel thing is coming. Steel is coming. Although I have put a lot of the steel here into you know what, Hamnen, into the Palace of Soviet. But Hamnen Construction Office, you could, I think that you'll benefit from getting your steel from out here, you know. How much steel remains on the Palace of the Soviets? 1,000 tons. Here we could 103 tons. No, we leave it as is. Was this enormous this construction office? Yes, this one. It is currently driving out here to get its steel. Here. So that's why there's only 810 tons here. And we have seen also a bit of incidents with regards to these. See, they don't have a lot of fuel here. They run quite low. That's what they do. I suppose in addition then to whatchamacallit? Yes, in addition to these train diesel stations, one would want a one of these here, you know, oil fuel storages. But this only has input, which is reasonable. Since you can unload directly to it, you know, it would be really handy if you could also have an output. Yes, and we have two of those fuel trains. You know, the problem is just that, of course, they are running right behind each other most often, more often than not, anyway. As you are out of plastics, and do you need how much more? You're about to run out of plastics right about now. In fact, you have 50 kilograms left. And you will run out of plastics very soon. But you don't need any more electrical components for this one, and we need those for other things. So why don't you go here? Yes, you do need more electrical components too. 8 and yes, no, that's not enough. Then again, not really prioritizing a third ship. Not even something we want, actually. We already have these. Yes, if you could only get going on this then. We need a few workers out here, you know. If you could send a bus maybe. 12 tons of steel. Just what we need. And you'll get mechanical components from Husqvarna Road Cargo Station where they have. Very nice. Because that will empty out this into there, and in the meantime we neither want nor need another train to come in here. And one could get started on one of these, because this is what we need. Oil, fuel, loading and unloading. Yes, I definitely want it within reach of the electricity. You have your outputs is that way, and I imagine then we will have another one of these. Right about where it is now, maybe. We also want a forwarding pump in between these. Yes. We do. So that's why we'll put it out here. Yes, this. And if we could do it from here, which we ought to be able to, it's not the most attractive looking railroad. No, but it would work. There we have it. As the train had to go a ridiculous long route before when doing this, so I think we should send them from here instead. If we still have workers, we have prefab panel, steel, gravel, we have everything. Go up to here, and this is due to how the signaling works and the flow of the traffic here. Wait a minute, no, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm thinking of this little siding that we did here to this one. I'm thinking of that one. This is not, this is for Husqvarna, definitely. It has already found it itself. But to get going on this, we would need some sort of road connection, and I suppose, you know, it will be here. But for now we could do maybe. That might allow them to get going on this as soon as this is finished. Which it will be very, very soon. Although this is the one we want. 65 workdays remain and you have no workers or mechanism. I don't think that you, dear construction officer, you only have one bus, I think, maybe. Yes, you only have one bus. Is it something else that you could do without? You certainly don't need 2 bulldozers, but, well, you certainly do need 2 bulldozers. Maybe you don't need to. You don't need to open hull. You're going to need lots of open hull capacity if we're going to build. Why is it so difficult to? You know, it's not like we're getting rid of it. The excavator. It can still be used here, but not for building. We definitely need an excavator. Yes, the bulldozers are only when we're building the roads. Correct. So decide then. We need to get rid of something here if you want another bus on it. Yes, but no. They will get to it when they get to it, I suppose. You see, here they have already begun. They will be done in before you know it. So tearing one of these down then, suppose. This is a bit interesting, this. Because this is not yet built. And yet it is managing to pull resources through here. And I don't think it does it any slower or quicker than it would otherwise. Not sure about that though, but maybe, I don't know, if this context switching here between oil or rather bitumen and diesel, if that slows it down perhaps. But it isn't context switching because there is no bitumen in here for the moment. But it's certainly interesting how this can work, as I don't understand. There is no worker mechanism and there is no vehicle coming. Could you please send a vehicle, a bus, out here? Yes, you can still get to here, you know. Yes, you can. I suppose to do that we'd have to, you know, you're not even assigned. What's the matter? Yes, you are. Road 2052. Of course you are assigned. But the bus is otherwise occupied with building roads, which could be built by machinery. Icarus. You're using Husqvarna bus stop tiny. I think that it is more efficient and better, you know, if you were to use this place. Not only has it more workers, it is also quicker to get to. Although we don't need this pipe, apparently. Now the fuel so much wants to be on board this ship here. Economy and trade. This year it is not very interesting to look at because we have bought a few vehicles. Yes, that was farming equipment, I believe. For out here. Is everything all right with this farm? Yes, it is. But we haven't got, yes, right, we need to get this line set up here. Yes, this is head leverance. Crop delivery 6. This is what this is. You go here, load, wait. And then you go in here. But at this end, we cannot afford the luxury of waiting. I regret. Simply not something that we can be doing nowadays. No, that just would not work at all. Here is where I wanted to go to say this one or this one or this one. This one. I think that has the most vehicles associated with it, you know. It has quite a few. Yes. Should we go and get ourselves some trucks? Yes, the only problem with that is that they are in here, which is a little bit annoying, as we need to move them first to a road vehicle depot. Yes. And this is not pretty. Certainly it's not pretty, but here we go. Yes, the nuclear waste, not here. Find an empty one. Yes, the nuclear waste disposal system stopped working. That is, the truck ran out of fuel and it couldn't figure out that there was a gas station on its way back. I don't know why. It's the first time in history that it has happened. And also for a brief moment, the third fire of the power plant occurred. So just to have a check here, how are you doing? We're doing very good, no problem whatsoever. But we're only taking nuclear fuel from here, it would seem. Yes, we are only taking nuclear fuel from here. I think we should get... I don't know if that's necessary. We can go here, say, and load. Don't wait. Oh, why would you do that? I don't know, to bring attention to the fact that you have run out of fuel. This is the unloading truck. You should be unloading here now, because here we can here we have space for it. You see, this is something. We cannot store or export nuclear fuel. Right there. We cannot store or export nuclear fuel. I mean, considering all the work that goes into that and how valuable it is, it's quite a feat for a little farming democracy, isn't it? Yes, I think it is. Here at installment 63, you know. Yes, we shall. Where the truck it is, that's not it. But this was a good side distraction whilst the trucks were making their way out to the vehicle depot. Yes, it was. Operating without issues, very good. The long train is in here again. Do you know how many issues you usually cause when you've just arrived? I suppose. So how much nuclear fuel do we got then? 125 tons, $3.687 billion. Yes. Nice. Crop delivery for number 6. That will be out here. It's quite a ways to go, you know. So, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What to do with 4 is actually only all that you can park up at the other end. Yes, but it is a little bit of a ways to go. Yes, it is. You did wait, yes you did. And there is 238 tons of crops now, so it's actually not... Yes, we're keeping up. But this... Okay, what we're not keeping up with is workers here. There are 20 workers, what's going on? There are lots of buses involved with this, isn't there? It's one of these. Yes, it's one of these. Isn't it working? Food and stuff. Food and such, rather. You're currently heading to this building, but okay, well, let's... Heading to this building. No, you're in a depot. Yes, is it safe to use Control H to remove this? I am not certain. Just in case, we shall do that. That is to get the... Yes, and it's okay, it affects all open windows. Not the active one, if you could say that. But it's still assigned to this line. The bus, the electricity here is not well. Why would that be then? Where is your substation? This is your substation. Oh, the reason would probably be that it's a terrible little... No, actually the... Actually, I don't know what's going on here. What is this? Was it nationwide, perhaps? I think it was, but that's hardly good neither. You know. You have food. What happened to Beatus, by the way, and its food store? That might be what's going on with the power plant. No, lots of people here. But they are out of food. As it will happen. Where is the train that's supposed to go here and unload food? Because you better get to it. The Western Food Train. You're at the Swage warehouse. I think that this will be enough, won't it? Yes, you see, the problem is that we're not quite producing food quickly enough right now to keep up. But Molna has a lot of it, so we'll move there and get you out here as quickly as possible, please. This also affects many of the places that we haul in the workers from to work at the food industry. You see. Out here again. If we take one of these here buses, yes, like this one. The food workers from Hantasino. You didn't get anyone. Is Hantasino that badly hit as well? No. You must have been very, very unlucky then. You're a special one. What is you? Food workers from Hantasino. Yes, but you are doing a different line than all the other ones. Such is it. Molna, there is no one there. Hantasino, there is a few. Swage. That's where you're going. Polochevo. 144. That's where you want to go. To get the workers. Maybe we need a few more buses on this line then. Food and stuff. But what I think that we'll do is we'll reassign, not that we don't have enough buses, but we have a lot more workers in here than we need to. Because they can mostly not store or export chemicals, you know. So if we take this line here, and we copy that to a few of the incoming vehicles here, such as you, and you too maybe. And another one maybe, if one would arrive. This one. I think so. But apparently we want this one to unload first. Yes, there you go. Good work, full load. So, Western food train, you're going to be Beatus. We really need you over there as quickly as you can manage, you know. Yes, apparently this can go on for however long you want it to, and or not. Perhaps more the latter. Where are you? The train here, the stuff for the ships, the stuff for the boats. You're down. You're heading to Trilov warehouse, but you're standing still. Yes, this would indicate a problem, wouldn't it? You see, what you've done here is you have created something of a little bit of a monster, you know. You have not cleared there, but you're not supposed to be stopping here. You know, this should not. Should not have been left in. But you would be this got red before or after. I mean, where are you going, by the way? You're going to Molna. Then you're going that way. This might be a catastrophe that is waiting to happen here, if we're not careful. Indeed, it could be. How do we fix this, and how do we prevent it from happening again? Well, you redesign this junction, or redesign it, or re-signal it, because it is a bit broken, I think. Well, one thing we could do is like that. No, didn't help any. One more. Still doesn't help. That chain signal is a bit too clever. Yes, but we can replace it with the regular one. But then, you know, this train is them blocking. Indeed, you should not have been let in here. You should not have been let in here. You should not have been able to be let in here. It was you that was let in here when it was not allowed. Was it not? Well, whilst traversing here, this one made it out. And since it was traversing here, it is red here, and there is no clean way to get out of this, I don't think. Clean as in not, you know, glitching your way out. You know, you can always remove an existing one, and that would make it go. Yes, figure it out. Thank you. You have been to Molna now, have you not? Yes, you have. You can go to Swage and load again then. Yes, Molna should now be happier. But what's left of Molna at this point? 1,330 people. You closed down the Western food train. Yes, it should not need more micromanagement. Indeed. Yes, now you're thinking a bit wrong here. There we go. Now, you're not moving ahead because you're blocking yourself. Such a thing is possible, apparently. It's quite stupid, but that's how it is. And speaking of quite stupid, such is even this. What have you tried to do here? Because this is just a recipe for... Well, I see it's, what you try to do is utilize this. Yes, why couldn't you? Why couldn't we utilize that? I think we could if we just removed these, right? Yes, I think so, because then we can queue up a bit here if we want queue. Well, we can fit one train in here in each direction, and here it should not be let in until it is clear here or here. Yes, I think this is much safer. Yeah, and 88 workers in the steel mill. This is not. I mean, it's not the 70s or 80s. We want to see 250 people in here at least. You didn't bring any. Allvaret, there's 150 people waiting here. But you... I know what it is now, yes. It is the brick factory. No, it's not. That's not taking workers away from the steel mill, come on. And you, dear brick train, I think that your services are wanted up in Huskvarna. You see what you're doing here makes some sort of sense in some way, but then again, right now, when we are quite resource intensive, maybe it doesn't make all the sense. As this, the prefab train will have to wait until it's okay, but we don't need more bricks apparently. What's up then? That's 140. As I said, 9 hours to get to this point, and maybe 10, because it was a bit before as well. No. 9 hours. We should... we could watch television. It's pretty good. Actually, it's 6%. Here we are now fine. Yes, we have firefighters and then we have fire engines. Good. Is this pipe finished? Yes, it is. Is it going any quicker now? No, it's not. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any difference, I should say, whether the pipe actually exists in reality or just as a figment of one's imagination and planning. Then it is just as slow to load a ship in either case. Or is this setup that does it for some reason? I don't know. But we're in no rush to load these up. But it would be nice to get this out of here so we could demolish it. We're still not in any rush though. No, but we could get going on it if it would, you know. And I mean, later, when it is finished, would it be too much to ask maybe to get the gas stations in Huskvarna to be supplied from out there instead? I don't think it should be too much to ask, because this is quite heavily strained this. Vehicles waiting, yes, fuel transport, second fuel transport, none of you are coming here. Not even anytime soon. Gumbau, Oskarshamn. Then you're coming here. We will be out by the time you're here. Yes, these are all fine. You come here instead. $300 shoppers in the shop. This is not going to be finished anytime soon. There is still 40,000 workdays remaining. 41 tons of electrical components. That's the worst, you know. They are the worst because it causes so much problems. And you're heading there now to cause problems. They only have 4 tons available. Still, you're heading there. Nothing can stop you. So Molna, then they will bounce back. They will, but right now it is a little bit sad around here. You know what we could do? Because out here I think that we have plenty of adult children, you know. We usually do. 38, 34, 38. As I'd say, that's a pretty decent amount. And about here is the closest to where I can click right now. We don't need this. Other direction. Yes. And what I'm thinking is we relocate a few people into here. Out here. As you even get central here, location, prime, Molna, real estate. And we should now see this decrease and this increase. As you might, do we have any babies here? No, there are no babies or children. At least they cannot get children of their own whilst they're living with their parents. Makes some sense. Yes. And we are in a decline though. And that's not something that we want to be in. No. But this relocation will help a bit with the population. Since adult children will now instead prosper instead of emigrating eventually. Right, how many people we have in Molna now? 1894. Yes, but almost all of those increased there are productive age workers. Most of them are. Would like to go out here and have a look. Why are all the fields... Oh, they're all growing still. Firefighters we have in here. Very nice. That would be the bus, and it apparently is. We have not paved a road out there. We're going to pave this road. That will be not so much fun because it will have to be done in a million billion little pieces. Sure, you want to do it that way? Another way of doing it would be to do it like this. So we remove these fields from access, or rather remove access to these fields temporarily. Other infrastructure, yes, there was a road. Yes, thank you very much, Watson. Something like that. Oh, you might get upset though. Here, because, and you too. You might not be able to find your way back. Well, yeah, it will be a little while longer. Yes, the simple fact of the matter is that there are not enough workers here. And I think that much of that is because of Molna and the lack of Molna. But now we have 300 more productive age workers in there. That ought to make some difference. Yes, it ought to make some difference, but nevertheless, I think that we should put a special bus on here. If we could have, for example, this one. I'm not going to use that command now, because that will also reset this vehicle, and that might not be what we want to do, or it might actually be exactly what we will need to do when it doesn't find its way back there. You go here. Do not load. And not, yes, get in and get out in different locations. That's how transportation often works. We might be overloading this road cargo station slightly. Or not, I don't know. It's fine. What about the meat? The meat is fine too. So we've actually eaten into the buffer ever so slightly over a period of 6 years or what it's been. Yes, ever so slightly. And have they managed to restart production now on the nuclear fuel? Yes, they have. Very nice. But we have filled these up now. This one still has a little bit of space available. That is the one we're using for fuel. And what about the waste? The waste is doing fine. As long as this truck remembers to fuel up out here. You know, here. It is a very good idea to fill up before you head out there. What are you doing? You're going for refuel. So it turns out you need like a lot of fields to feed a population of around 40,000 people, and clothe them and plastic them and electrify them and everything, electronics them. Yes, actually, I'm quite exhausted. You know, I am quite exhausted. I think I am. I am not just quite exhausted. I'm exhausted. Is what I am. We're going back to the thing here. Are you doing all right? How's everything? You're missing steel. 680 tons of steel remains until we're done. But yes, that will be it. Thank you so very much for watching, friends. Good night.